Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Addie P's Real Estate Tea, where today I just want to briefly kind of go over the March 2020 market report for the Greater Lehigh Valley and a little touch of what's going on nationally. Before we get started, if you like what you hear in this video, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button. Sharing is caring, so please share this video, help me grow my channel a bit more here. Also, hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos on this channel. And we already know, if you're watching from Instagram, show your girl some love and drop me some of those hearts. All right. Well, just to kind of get into everything, we already know Big Bad Bully on the block, which is the pandemic that has been running rampant and really wreaking havoc on our economic system. Part of that is big job losses and layoffs. Now, that has definitely put a monkey wrench into the lending industry. They are seeing some tightening of some of their guidelines. So if you were in the market and you were approved or pre-approved, you may want to revisit that pre-approval, especially if you found that you were one that was swept into the whole layoff pool. Even if it's temporary, still check in and see if that has any effects on your pre-approval. Now, because of this pandemic being the main cause primarily of what we see of the economic downturn, what industry experts and most of us real estate agents see is that once this pandemic clears and we go back to business as usual, the market will rebound. That's what we're seeing. Now, obviously, I am not a financial expert. That's something that I leave up to the pros, but ultimately, this is pandemic driven from what we're seeing, because prior to March, things were running smoothly in our housing market. We were still seeing, inventory shortages, supply, demand, the whole nine. So this definitely is driven by this pandemic from what we see right now. Now, most of you, I'm sure, qualify for the economic stimulus, which is great. Helps kind of, give you a little breath of fresh air for the moment. So that's something that will probably be more so reported in April, and see how that kind of plays into the whole pandemic / housing market piece of this. Now, industry experts, NAR's chief economist, Lawrence Yun, also mirrors the same sentiment that, right now we're seeing this, big shift, this big change, but he does see that housing is going to recover the latter part of the year after all of this stuff cools down and we get back to our lives as usual. So just a quick couple of stats here for March. I was kind of holding my breath when the report came out. I was just like, oh no, how is this going to be? Especially being that, mid-month things were pretty much like shut down. Showings had ceased. We were seeing, like I said, the massive layoffs and so forth. So it really, had me on edge, wondering how the report was going to look, but it did not look as bad as I was anticipating. Now, we have still a median sales price increase in comparison to March of 2019 of 10.6% to $210,000. So that's a nice, healthy increase in the median sales price. Housing affordability index, though, did go down slightly by 4.8% to 160. Now, the month supply still, again, we're seeing the dip in the supply of inventory, and that went down to 1.4 months in comparison to 2019, where it was at 2.4 months. So that is quite a bit of a reduction there. And now inventory levels, again, down 39.5% to 1,004 homes listed on the market, or properties, I should say. So again, we're still seeing that shortage of inventory that has been consistent month after month after month with the housing market that we had prior to the pandemic as well. Now, days on the market down to 43 in comparison to 2019, where it was at 54. So again, current continued trend of shortage of inventory and so forth. Pending sales and closed sales were also down as well too. And again, a lot of this stuff, folks, is definitely driven by this pandemic. I anticipate that once we get people back to work, once we get our small businesses back up and running and so forth, that we will be back to our booming, fiery housing market that we were so enjoying. Well, any questions, please drop me a comment down below. And again, thank you for taking some time out to watch me. Stay quarantined, stay safe, and stay blessed, you all. Take care.